Hi guys, how is going everyone? Today I'm going to show you the best 5 products that you can buy from Aliexpress. Click like and let's go.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with Pagani Design, they are a Chinese brand that produce inexpensive homages of very popular or iconic watches. In this case, we're looking at the homage of the Rolex Explorer 2 with the latest syringe needle GMT hand. What I really love about Pagani Design is the fact that the watches are so affordable, and when you compare the actual cost of that watch to what you're actually getting for that money, I think the value proposition is really strong. If we start with the dimensions of the watch, you're looking at a case diameter of 42 mils, overall thickness of 13 mils, and a band width of 20 mils. Lug to lug, so top of the watch to the bottom, you're looking at 50 mils, and the watch weighs around about 150 grams. As you can see from the footage, I decided to go with the polar dial version of the Pagani Explorer, this being the V2 version with the syringe-ended GMT hand. Talking about some of the features of the watch, the first thing to note is that it is a sapphire crystal. I don't know whether you can see on this footage here, but it does actually have a beveled edge on the side, which is quite a nice level of finishing for this price point. With this being a sports watch, it does have water resistance. As you can see in the footage here, it is pressure tested to 10 bar, so 100 meters. Now that is enhanced by the fact that the watch does have a... If we take a look at the rear of the watch, you can see that it does have an exhibition caseback showing off the Pearl DG 5833 movement, which is essentially an automatic GMT with a power reserve of around 40 hours. As you can see, there is some finishing or embellishment on that movement, and I think again, considering the price point of thereabouts $100, it's not too bad. In terms of timekeeping, this particular watch sits at around about 10 to 12 seconds of accuracy per day, which again, considering the price point, I think is actually quite reasonable. While we're looking at the back of the watch, it's also good to point out that this watch does have solid end links. Commonly, watches in this sort of price range do not have solid end links more often than not. Normally it's a pressed sort of affair, which I really don't like, but good to see reasonable fitment and, like I say, solid end links. On the wrist, the watch is very comfortable. As you can see from the footage, you do have that Rolex style bracelet with screwed links, so adjustment and removal of any links depending on your wrist size is very easy. In addition, you do have that clasp, which is more like what you would find on a Speedmaster, but like a very nice fold-out bezel, and the crisp engraving of that 24-hour bezel is remarkable. If I were to give this watch any sort of negative feedback, I think it's going to be in the lume. Now, whilst this does have quite a nice, pleasant blue lume on it, it is not particularly long-lasting. That's a common sort of issue with watches at this price point. Like I say, it is one negative to consider. After 6 months of use, I can honestly say that I'm really impressed by this watch. It has given me a lot of pleasure, and again, considering that price point, with sapphire crystal, solid end links, automatic movement, I don't think you can go wrong. I really do highly recommend this particular model from Pagani Design.